Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Wonbin Park, Deputy Director of KIEP Delhi office, and I will be hosting today's event. First, I would like to express my deep gratitude for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend our forum. On behalf of the Embassy of the Republic of Korea and the Korea Institute for International Economic Policy, it is my honor to welcome all of you to the second Korea-India Forum for Northeast Region Development here in Tripura. Today forum will discuss Korea-India cooperation opportunity with a focus on Tripura and the Northeast region. And I'm certainly today event will be a meaningful gathering for all delegates attending, as we will be sharing insight. Now let us begin the official opening of today's forum. To officially open for the forum, we would like now to invite our distinguished dignitaries for their remark. Firstly, His Excellency Sanghoon Lee, Ambassador of Embassy of the Republic of Korea, will come forward to deliver word of opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ambassador with a big applause.
Mr. Neeraj, Mutha, Director of PTOM, Professor Pravir De from RIS, Professor Indraneel, Bhowmik, Tripura University, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste, very good morning, Kulumka. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the second Korea-India Forum on Northeast Region Development here. I'm delighted to be visiting Agartala, the capital of the state of Tripura, for the first time. I'm excited to feel the dynamism and vibrance of the city. This forum is being hosted by the Korean Embassy in collaboration with our partner, Korea Institute for International Economic Policy, KIEP, Delhi office. Let me first extend my sincere appreciation to KIEP for the excellent arrangement made for this program. KIEP is one of the most prominent think tanks of Korea, and it has undertaken various research on the Indian economy and Korea-India economic relations for decades. It has played a leading role in laying the groundwork and providing valuable policy input for strengthening Korea-India economic partnership. The Korea-India Forum on Northeast Region Development, initiated last year, is envisaged as a key platform aimed at exploring cooperation between Korea and India, focusing on the Northeast region. Ladies and gentlemen, our current focus on the Northeast is not a standalone initiative. It is, in fact, part of a broader and more ambitious vision to expand and deepen the Korea-India Special Strategic Partnership, which is rooted in shared values, common interest, complementary strength, and a forward-looking vision for the future. As many of you would agree, over the past 5 decades, Korea and India have cultivated robust relations spanning a wide range of areas, be it trade and investment, technology and innovation, defense and security, or education and culture. Let me share some statistics to illustrate this progress. Bilateral trade now stands at $26 billion US. Over 670 Korean companies are making meaningful contribution to Make in India initiative, supporting India's emergence as a global manufacturing hub. But our partnership is not just about these numbers and statistics. It is also about our people and our shared aspiration for a better future. Our cooperation is making a tangible difference in the lives of our citizens. It is important to highlight here that this cooperation is not driven by national efforts alone. Indian states have been playing a central role in this partnership. Across the country, states have welcomed Korean enterprise, encouraged investment, promote cultural ties, and position themselves as attractive destination for Korean tourists. Their proactive engagement continues to drive our cooperation forward. The Northeast region, comprising 8 states, has been supporting our growing ties as well. Yet vast, untapped potential remains. Located between India and its neighbors in South and Southeast Asia, the region has its own unique strength, resources, and opportunities to emerge as an important stakeholder in India's growth story. Sharing borders with 5 countries, the region indeed is well positioned to serve as a gateway for enhancing cooperation with Southeast Asia and the broader Indo-Pacific region. Moreover, India's activist policy is making this region truly important. Alongside opportunities, we are aware that the region faces certain distinct development challenges. It is encouraging, therefore, to see the renewed focus on unlocking the Northeast's full potential through inclusive and targeted initiative. We applaud the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the efforts being made to bridge developmental gaps in the Northeast. Thanks to his vision, the Northeast has moved from the periphery to the center of India's national development agenda. Korea is eager to contribute to the Northeast development by sharing its own experience and expertise in key sectors such as smart infrastructure, innovation, and human capital development. We stand ready to be a strong and reliable partner in this journey. It is in this context that this forum plays a key role in providing a venue for much needed deliberations to ensure that the benefits of our partnership are inclusive and reach far-flung yet vibrant regions like Tripura and the Northeast. It is also worth noting that Northeast is one part of India that has embraced Korean culture with open arms. As the Korean ambassador, it is truly heartening to see such a genuine love for Korean culture, be it K-drama, K-pop, cuisine, or fashion. This enthusiastic embrace touches deeply, and when a region welcomes you so wholeheartedly, it only strengthens your resolve to reciprocate it with a meaningful partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see from the program that today's discussions spread across 3 sessions will cover a wide range of important topics essential for a holistic understanding of the Northeast in general and Tripura in particular. We will also hear inspiring Korean success stories from the region as well as from across India. I am confident these conversations will enrich our understanding and help us in strengthening bilateral relations. I look forward to insightful discussions and actionable proposals. In conclusion, I once again extend my heartfelt welcome to all the participants who have joined us here today. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Bye.
So now it is my honor to introduce Mr. Neeraj Mutha, member of CII Northeast Council and Managing Director of Mutha Industry Private Limited. Please welcome Mr. Neeraj Mutha with a big round of applause. Thank you.
His Excellency, Mr. Sanghoon Lee, Ambassador of the Republic of Korea, senior officials from the Government of Tripura and the Northeast Council, distinguished delegates from Korea and India, friends from the industry, academia, and civil society, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. It is with immense pleasure that I welcome you all on behalf of the Confederation of Indian Industries to the second Korea-India Forum for Northeast Region Development here in the vibrant city of Agartala, Tripura. This forum is much more than a conference. It is a strategic gathering of minds and institutions from two friendly nations committed to exploring new opportunities, co-creating values, and forecasting a future of shared prosperity in one of India's most promising region, the Northeast. The theme of today's forum, focusing on Korea-India cooperation in Tripura and the wider Northeast, is both timely and visionary. As India moves forward with its Act East policy and Korea strengthens its new Southern policy, the Northeast region of India naturally emerges as a vital intersection of these national priorities. Tripura, with its high literacy rate, rich human capital, improving infrastructure, and strategic proximity to Southeast Asia, exemplifies the potential of this region to transform into a hub of cross-border trade, innovation, and investment. At CII, we see this as a defining moment, a chance to shape new contours of economic diplomacy, regional connectivity, and cultural engagement. Korea's remarkable development journey, its leadership in smart infrastructure, digital technology, and sustainability provides a powerful model of cooperation that can be both inspirational and implementable in the Northeast context. Over the past years, CII has engaged actively with Korean counterparts, facilitating B2B meetings, joint forums, industry visits, and policy dialogues. We deeply value the strong relationship we share with the Embassy of the Republic of Korea in India, and we are eager to take this engagement to the next level. Most recently, CII collaborated with Korean Trade Investment Promotion Agency, KOTRA, to organize a focused Korea-Nagaland business dialogue in Kohima, which brought together Korean businesses and Naga entrepreneurs to explore partnerships in agribusiness, cosmetics, and value-added food processing. This event served as a successful pilot for what deeper Korea-Northeast cooperation can look like, led by business, enabled by institution, and rooted in local potential. Let me take the opportunity to formally invite Embassy of Korea to collaborate with CII in establishing a structured partnership framework specifically tailored for the Northeast, with Tripura as a pilot state. This could include joint identification of investment opportunities in infrastructure, agro-processing, logistic and skilling, facilitated entry of Korean consumer brands, particularly in sectors such as K-food, beauty, wellness, and healthcare, academic and vocational exchanges that build human capital, and curated cultural collaborations to deepen mutual understanding. We also welcome the role of institutions like KIEP, KOICA, KEXIM Bank, and private Korean firms in co-creating new avenues of growth in the Northeast. CII will continue to act as an enabler, building bridges between Korean capabilities and Indian aspirations. We are ready to facilitate roundtable sector-specific delegations and investor roadshows, all anchored in our deep understanding of Northeast ecosystem and opportunity. I once again extend my heartfelt thanks to all the dignitaries present today, particularly our friends from Korea who have traveled to Tripura to take part in this initiative. Your presence reinforces a shared belief that Northeast India is not a peripheral region, but a powerful frontier of opportunity. Let us use this forum to spark new ideas, build lasting partnerships, and write a new chapter in Korea-India collaboration, one that begins here in Tripura and resonates across Asia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neeraj Mutha, for your thoughtful welcome address. We are now ready to begin session 1 of our forum. Session 1 want to discuss the strategic importance of Northeastern India's development. To begin, I honor to introduce our first speaker, Professor Bhowmik, and he will talk about the importance of the Northeast India development, focusing on Tripura from India perspective. Please welcome Professor Indraneel Bhowmik.
Good morning, namaskar. On behalf of Tripura, I take this privilege of welcoming His Excellency Ambassador Lee and members of the Korean delegation, Dr. Cho, Dr. Hai. Welcome to Tripura, and everybody who are here for this forum. Welcome. Enjoy your stay in Tripura, and definitely, I believe, for those, this being the first visit, this will be the beginning of multiple visits in future. With this outset, I'm really happy that I'm speaking here. I'll just check out. This is working fine, I suppose. Yeah. So, as far as I know, Dr. Cho allotted 10 minutes to me. I'll try to restrict myself to 10 minutes, but if I cross by 1 or 2 minutes, please allow me. We are right now in 2025, but this is not 2025. This is pre-1947. Now, the situation of pre-1947 changes to what we are very familiar with. And we see that amidst India, we have Bangladesh. And Tripura is very strategically located, being bounded by Bangladesh on all three sides. So that itself makes Tripura unique, creates a lot of barriers, but these barriers are definitely can be crossed and we can move ahead. So what do we see? And if I can go back, yeah, this is back. So this, the northeastern region of India is basically something which lies to the northeast of Kolkata. And this is connected, everybody knows, but as it happens in many forums, and being the first speaker, I get an advantage. This is connected by this chicken's neck, which is only 22 kilometers wide, but is not in the northeast, is in West Bengal. Now, this is a very sensitive region geopolitically, and only 2% of this region is connected to the rest of India. But often we say Northeast India, and we consider 8 states, but they are not homogeneous, definitely not homogeneous. And rather, the commonality, what I find among this 8 northeastern states, 7 originally, plus 1, Sikkim, who came to India in 1975, is not contagious, but definitely part of Northeast India. But the commonality of the northeastern region states is economic backwardness. And obviously, there have been instances of social conflicts at one or the other point of time. But definitely, we have moved ahead. What happens? The northeastern region, we all know, and even I wholly support what Ambassador Lee has said, that Northeast is moving towards, is no longer the periphery, is moving towards center, as echoed by Mr. Mutha also. But we all know that the northeastern region has been identified, the literatures identify the northeastern region as a deficit region. And the deficits arises in various aspects. There has been a deficit of basic needs because there are a lot of items that are not available in the region. We have to get it from outside, from the other parts of India. Infrastructural deficiency is very much there, but obviously we are trying to catch up. Resource deficiency, there are, and rather Northeast India can be considered to be an ideal example of what we call in literature as the resource scarce hypothesis. We have resources, but often usage and exploitation of resources has not happened in the real sense. But there is also one more issue which the Shukla Commission in 1997 at the outset of the Ministry of Development of Northeastern region identified that there is some kind of deficit and understanding between the rest of India and the Northeastern region, which over the last 25 years have certainly improved to a large extent, definitely. But to quote one of the prominent economists from this region, Atul Sharma sir, he identifies that still the Northeastern region has some stumbling blocks, starting from the initial condition, beginning with the partition of India. Beginning with the partition of India, what happened with the partition of India? Agartala, which was only 400 kilometers or 350 kilometers from Kolkata, is now 1,560 kilometers from Kolkata by the road network. Infrastructural deficiency, obviously, we all understand there has been issues with insurgency. As I said earlier also, there are imperfection in the product market as well as factor markets. And to a certain extent, there has been indifferent governance. And there have been several instances of that. But nonetheless, we cannot ignore the fact that the local economy of the northeastern states are characterized by something which is very common in all the 8 states, is that the government plays a big role, which I term as the large G in the pie. All the states are border states, and border trade is important. Formal trade, Pravida is here, Ashish is here. I will not delve into that domain, but apart from formal trade, informal trade is also cannot be ignored. But what did we see over the last 75 years of the existence of the northeastern region? The economy was tied up at a low level, which can be considered to be something about a low-level equilibrium trap where the economy has been subsisting for several years. And we are looking for the big push. Now, obviously, we cannot ignore that region's strategic importance. What happens? There has been efforts, there have been interventions from the government. Over the years, the Ministry of DONA has come up, the NLCPR, the non-lapsable pools. There have been, particularly after the 1990s, with the setting up of the Lucas policy by the government of India, we have had several initiatives where 10% of development funds are to be spent for the northeastern region. We had the Northeastern Industrial Policy. In the early 2000s, we had some more policy initiatives with the NEC, the Northeastern Council, gaining more strength, was once considered to be the mini planning commission for the region. And a Vision 2020 document was formulated, and it was a large exercise taken up in 2005. We moved on with the Northeast Investment and Industrial Promotion Policy in 2007, which was renewed in 2017, if I'm right. But particularly in the last 10 years, or last 12 years, I say, there have been a vigorous force, a vigorous push, particularly with the government, particularly our Prime Minister, identifying this region as the Ashtolokhi. In Indian culture, Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth. And Ashtolokhi refers to 8 states to be the goddess for wealth. So we expect that this region will be the harbinger for wealth creation in the days to come. That's the concept that has been floated, and that's what, at the northeastern region, I believe all the state governments are trying to reach. As part of Ashtolokhi initiative and focus, there have been huge focus on capital expenditure to build up infrastructure. And there has been new schemes, the Prime Minister's Development Initiative for Northeast, as well as the Northeast Special Initiative for Development of Infrastructure. And it's not just, earlier it was only focused on the roadway networks. Now we are expanding beyond roads and looking for other facilities also in the infrastructure component. What has happened? Obviously, there has been a revitalization of the economy. Revitalization of the economy in terms of infrastructure activities. We have had the regional connectivity scheme, URAN, setting up 16 airports. The airports were there, the connectivity was there. Now, obviously, what needs is the economic vibrancy to make sure that this connectivity stands still and moves ahead. There has been the Bharatmala Parijojana, which refers to connecting of roads. The railway lines have been connected, and probably, if I am correct, on 15th August, we will be seeing railway connection to Aizawl, means Mizoram. So that's Tripura's bordering state, which doesn't have railway connectivity. It has only till the border Bhairav station. It's expected that on 15th August, our Independence Day, as well as the Independence Day of South Korea, we hope that the railway connectivity will be reaching Aizawl. We have inland shipping. I am not going to speak on that because I see in the panel we have speakers on that. We have several major projects which have been taken up, and particularly the chart over here is an indication of the Kaladan multimodal transport network, which is an alternative to the chicken snakes corridor that we have, which is also in the process. I move on. Yeah, this is again the domain of Ashish and Probidda, so I'm not going to say. But as we know, the northeastern region has bordering states, and there are 38 connectivity points of trade. Not all are functioning right now, but apart from that, there are 4 border huts with Bangladesh, which we all understand. I consider the uneasiness with Bangladesh to be a small tenure in the long run, but we have had provisions for 4 border huts and 2 assistant high commissioner officers of Bangladesh in the region. It's very interesting that these trading points is not just to facilitate trade with our bordering nations, but what happens is many of our internal trade, that is the stone chips that we use in Tripura, are bought from Meghalaya through the Bangladesh corridor. So that adds a lot of economic sustenance to the efforts. Nonetheless, I move ahead. Yeah, so these are the land custom stations. Most of them are functional, and this is spread across all here. We have Mr. Nandi, who is going, I think is going to elaborate on these issues, so I skip this. Now, this brings me to pure economics. What is the size of the northeastern economy? The northeastern economy accounts for 8% of the country's area, 4% of the country's population, but 2% of the country's GDP. Okay, but the GDP is increasing. Currently, the size of the northeastern economy is 7,90,153 crores, of which Assam is the largest. It is humongous. It accounts for 62% of the northeastern economy, followed by Tripura. Tripura accounts for 9.37% of the northeastern region's economy. That's the status. But very interestingly, the smallest state of the northeastern region and the latest entry, Sikkim, is growing, and their share is increasing over the years. That's a different topic. We can ignore that for the moment. When we look into our incoming profile, where do we stand? Where do people of the northeastern region stand? Sikkim, as I said, it is growing, has one of the largest per capita income within India. In constant terms, it's 268% of the national average. On the other hand, states of the northeastern region like Manipur, Meghalaya, Assam accounts less than 70% of the national average in terms of per capita income. Obviously, this gives us an indication that there are scopes for growth. And a lot of opportunities are emerging. My state, Tripura, is lesser than the national average, but it hovers around the 90% of the national average. So it stays, and maybe the pace that we are having for growth will enable us to catch the national average in the next 2-3 years. That's what we expect here. Now, the other aspect, apart from the income indicators, if we move on to the development indicators, the sustainable development goals, in terms of the 17 goals, the 15 goals are applicable in the northeastern region. And here, most of the northeastern states, I don't want to go into the nitty-gritties of the figures, but the red marks indicate which are lesser than the national average. Okay? Many of the northeastern states are at par with the national average in the composite level. But there are indicators in which we do lag behind. My state is doing good in terms of SDG 1, SDG 2, SDG 3 as compared to the national average. But where do we lag? We lag in SDG 4, 5, 6, 7, SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So that's where we are lagging. But we are happy, particularly because we are way ahead in terms of being responsible consumers and responsible producers. That's something we are also very happy to be at par or even higher than the national average in terms of the life of land facilities. So these are things which are our plus points. Now, on this backdrop, I don't want to repeat. So based on this, we know the international connect, and Ambassador Lee has already said about the opportunities and the various multilateral forums and agencies that we have. Now this brings me here. This is also, I think we are going to deliberate a lot today in this forum, that yes, the northeastern region's revitalization is based on the international connect, and we expect connectivity, commerce, culture, and capacity building to be the 4 C's, the 4 foundations, the 4 columns for building the growth and development aspect. And we expect that we will behave, and we are behaving as a sensible regional player to facilitate trade, commerce, and multilateral investment. We cannot ignore the fact, and I know there has been historical connect between India and Korea also way beyond the modern times, but the historical and cultural connect that our country has with the Southeastern Asia and countries obviously gives us a lot of hope for prosperity. And we expect that the Actis policy-based development model will be the factor for transformation of the northeastern region. But at the northeastern, and I believe all my fellow people from the northeastern region will echo the same feeling, that we aspire for a developed northeast, but not just as a mere corridor of transport of materials from the mainland to Southeast Asia. We want the northeast. I believe my friends from the industry will also believe, yeah, I'll take another 2-3 minutes time. I'm taking the advantage of being the opening batsman. So what is happening is, we don't want just to be a corridor. We aspire economic activities. Economic activities to ensure that the production from the northeastern region have higher share in the trade content. We expect FDIs, and we believe our collaboration with Korea particularly will give us a push to manufacturing. And definitely this should not be a rhetoric. My state, the second smallest in the region in terms of population, in terms of size, but is the second largest in terms of economy. As you all know, this shares 84% of its border with Bangladesh, and only this is an agrarian state, and natural rubber is an important agrarian product. But when we are talking of the northeastern region, I believe that we had a potential game changer via Tripura as the gateway of the northeastern region. And the potential game changer is this Moitri Setu, which connects Bangladesh with India. So, Debasis is here, so I won't spend much time. But Sabroom, the southernmost town of Agartala, has the potential to cater ways for future development of our country, as well as our state and our country. We have several facilities. It is very close. I would just like to reiterate the other points, ignoring the other points. This is very close to the Matarbari deep sea port in Bangladesh, which is being developed by Japan. Okay, that is very close. So there are huge possibilities of economic activities in the future. There are possibilities of ACZ. I believe my friends from the Department of Industries are going to talk on that. So what brings us? Obviously, I'm going to preach for Tripura. I'm a son of the soil. So Tripura has a favorable climate as compared to many other states. It's not very chilly. It's not very hot. It's pleasant for most of the years. Ecotourism, there are opportunities, I believe we'll talk. What we can offer to all of you, I believe I have friends from, not just from my universities, but from my other educational institutes also. We can offer you human capital. We can offer you human capital who are in a better position to speak English as compared to many parts of our country. The governance in Tripura is definitely taking a positive mood with a lot of introduction of digital approach. There have been specific policies on industry and investment, on minerals, on government land lease and allotment, on tourism, on homestay, on electric vehicles, on vehicle scrapping, on startup, on IT, ITES, data centers, Agarud, NTFB, city gas. My friends from the Department of Forestry can elaborate on that. There are natural resources, particularly rubber, gas, bamboo, pineapple. I'm not going to spell a single word on bamboo in the presence of Mr. Mutha. Rubber, yeah, that has been a core area of mine. But particularly on IT and ITES, I believe everybody knows that Agartala is the third internet gateway of India after Bombay and Chennai. We have a 5G data hub coming up in our state. And another thing which I very strongly argue at all forums is that from Tripura we have a very vibrant and very empowered diaspora across the world. And I believe some of them are working in South Korea also. And they are doing very well professionally. And many of them are very eager to contribute to the development process of Tripura. Now, with this, I sign off by putting my arguments that how do we take benefit of the Korean relations in Tripura? Obviously, human capital and capacity development, that is something we are always there. We can look for opportunities of connecting the higher educational institutes of the region with that in Korea. And my university is always ready. And Ambassador Lee, welcome to my university when you come down. So we are always there. We are ready to provide skills, training to cater to your requirements, if that is an opportunity. Investment and industry ecosystem, I am just going to talk about one particular possibility on natural rubber. Tripura is the second largest natural rubber grower in the region, but we do not have much natural rubber industry here. We do not have rubber goods manufacturing sector. Most of our products move to the mainland. The Automotive Tire Manufacturing Association of India and the ARIA, the Association of Indian Rubber Industries, they are promoting another 1 lakh hectares in Tripura for growth of natural rubber, particularly because natural rubber is a very, very important component of the tire industry. Particularly when we go for heavy-duty tires, it is natural rubber only. We cannot have synthetic rubber. So, and Korea has automobile giants. So that is something which I would definitely want to be explored in future. How do we build that? NTFPs for beauty and cosmetic products, food processing, pineapples. There was a CII last month itself. I see Ms. Rupa here had organized a pineapple summit. So pineapple is also something which we are exporting, and there are opportunities for interventions, innovation, startups, and AI usage. I believe Korea has a lot of things to offer to us, and we at the state are ready. The government, I believe, has its policy, and they are ready. And I can assure you that at the academic level, we are ready for any kind of cooperation. And also I can assure you that there are a lot of diasporas who are working in the IT corporates across the globe are also willing to chip in whichever capacity they can contribute. The cultural dynamics definitely stays on, and we'll be having cultural events in our university also. What Tripura stands that small is beautiful. And I dream a Tripura which can emerge as the Estonia of Europe. Remember, Estonia is a very small country in Europe, but Estonia has been showing a lot of path for the development of the modern times. And I conclude thanking Dr. Cho particularly for having me here. My regards to everybody for giving me an opportunity to extend my speech. And I strongly believe that economics, in the words of Amartya Sen, is based on two origins. It's not just engineering approach. We also have to have a lot of ethics in the economics activity. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Next, we will hear from Dr. Choongjae of KIEP Delhi office, who will present on the importance of the Northeast India's development, focusing on Tripura from Korean perspective. Please welcome Dr. Choongjae.
First, on behalf of the organizer today forum, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Embassy of Republic of Korea in India, especially the Ambassador Seong-ho. Without his strong leaderships, the second Korea-India Forum for the Northeast region development would not happen here in Agartala, Tripura. I would like to thank the special guest from the Tripura, Mr. Anil Kumar Gilot, Deputy Director of the Ministry of the Communication. Thank you. And Mr. Neeraj Mutha, the member of CII, Northeast Councils, and all speakers and the panelists and the participants. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable time with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, now the world economy is facing very considerable uncertainty. Just last week, unprecedented tariffs from the Trump administration came into effect. A slowdown in global growth seems unavoidable for some times. In such a time of the uncertainty and the slow growth, it is very meaningful to gather here in India, one of the fastest growing countries in the world. In its northeast, one of the fastest growing regions, and in Tripura, the second fastest growing states in these regions, to discuss cooperations between Korea and India. Looking back our relations since we established the diplomatic ties in 1973, we began with the trade, expanded into investment in 1990s, and today's our cooperations have evolved to include building global supply chains, defense industries, cyber and maritime security, advanced technology, science, culture, and education. In 1970s, wheat made in Korea from the Indian human hair were one of the Korea's top 3 exports, along with polywood and textile. In the 1980s, Korea's drilling equipment in the Sea of Mumbai highly contributed to India's energy and the petrochemical industry development. In the 1990s, after the Indian market reform and opened, the Korean companies such as LG, Samsung, Hyundai, and Daewoo were among the first the foreign investors in India. In the early 2000s, President Roh Moo-hyun state visit to India expanded cooperations beyond the trade and investment to science, technology, education, and culture. So with the entry of the first two bilateral FTA, CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, in 2010, bilateral relations were elevated from a comprehensive cooperative partnership to strategic partnership. In 2015, Prime Minister Modi state visit to Korea elevated our ties to a special strategic partnership. We agreed to strengthen cooperations in defense, digital, cyber and maritime security, startups, smart cities, and new industries, and to actively use Korea Development Cooperation Funds and experience. As a result, trade between our countries have increased more than 180 times since diplomatic tie in 1973. The Korea's accumulated the foreign direct investment in India has exceeded 9.4 billion US dollar. LG, Samsung, Hyundai become household name in India. The Korea K9 self-propelled howitzers named Vajra in India are deployed in borders area. And we expect to see cooperation soon in shipbuilding, batteries, and semiconductor etc. As a special strategic partner, the cooperations between Korea and Northeast India and Tripura in particular have a special meaning. As a Professor Indraneel already mentions, Northeast India is strategic high growth regions. The linking Asian countries, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Nepal, an important part of the Indo-Pacific strategy pursued by both Korea and India. However, despite its potentials, development in these regions has been slow due to the various factors. Korea, as a part of the international development cooperations, should contribute to the development and progress of Northeast India, along with the government of India. This will bring sustainable growth and improve the quality of the life for local people. Korea became the first country in the world to transform from an aid recipient to aid donors in 2010. Since then, Korea has selected key partner countries and prepared the CPS, country partnership strategy for them. For India, the CPS was prepared for the first time in 2022. From now on, we should actively develop the project. Although Korea's experience in providing aid is still short, Korea has successfully supported many development projects around the world. For example, Bangladesh, which shares the longest borders with Tripura and has a similar natural and cultural environment, is Korea's largest aid recipient. In the just past 5 years, Korea has provided more than 670 million US dollars, supporting bridges, railways, internet, water supply, and technical education, etc. The same is true for Nepal and Bhutan. Tripura and the Northeast should also be a priority area of Korea development cooperations. Northeast India, including Tripura, offers new opportunities for trade and investment with Korea. The region is rich in water and mineral resources and has diverse agricultural products. And the northeast borders Bangladesh with 170 million people and West Bengal with 100 million people. With its own populations of over 45 million and access to BIMSTEC countries, it has a huge potential market. The Tripura is one of the largest producers of the bamboo, rubbers, and organic pineapples. the beautiful landscape, biodiversity, and the rich culture of these regions also offer opportunities in tourism and wellness industries. From this perspective, if we look at the area of the possible cooperations between two countries, first, there is the infrastructure sector. Road and railway project will improve the logistics, promote economic and social development. Japan is already implementing many connectivity projects here. Water resources management, Swiss systems, and the waste management project will be help fight the natural disaster caused by the climate change and improve public health. The bridges and transport infrastructure will connect Tripura not only with Bangladesh, but also with West Bengal and the rest of the eastern India, transforming Tripura from a landlocked state into a logistic hub. The Korea can share the technology in transport, constructions, ICT, energy, life science, manufacturing, agriculture, and the food processing. Sharing the Korea's policies, systems, and management practices that supported its own economic and social development will also be a strong catalyst for Northeast, including Tripura. The protection for the environment and the natural disaster sector also very needed. I will not mention the sector for the business in trade and investment because the speakers in session 2 and 3 will cover fully, I think, the many natural resources and I mentioned and the human resources in Northeast, including the Tripura, will give us very competitive the business opportunity for both sides. So for about 20 years, some states in Northeast India have been receiving Korean TV program from the Korean public broadcast Arirang TV and the KBS World. In these states, almost everyone knows basic Korean greetings like 안녕하세요, 반갑습니다. Please have a look at the picture in the centers. What is it? This was a kind of the Hotel Polo's Agartala's hospitality with Koreans yesterday. This is my bed. Thank you, Polo Hotels. Now, with Korean contents available through the platform like Netflix, the spread of Korean culture is even faster. The cultural exchanges and education cooperations can deepen mutual understandings. Today's before lunch here at Tripura University, we will have a Korean culture performance. Please look forward to them. Okay, let me wrap up. For Korea, India is highly key partner that will be further strengthen the special strategic partnership as a similarly positioned country in Indo-Pacific area. In this regard, cooperations between Korea and India in the Northeast is important and crucial task encompassing international development, economy, industry, technology, education, and culture, etc. At the Rising Northeast Investor Summit this year, Prime Minister Modi said, the Northeast is not just regions, but visions. And Modi ji said, the Northeast has transformed from the front border regions into a front learner of growth regions. While the bilateral experience in Northeast development cooperation is limited. However, we Korea and Northeast, including Tripura, have a mutual cultural understanding and trust that has naturally developed. This is the strongest foundations and the core asset for bilateral cooperations. Now is the time to actively leverage our foundations and assets. Thank you. धन्यवाद. 감사합니다.
Session 2 will focus on opportunity in infrastructure, industrial development, trade, and logistics of the Northeast region. This session will consist of four presentations and will conclude with a panel discussion for a more meaningful dialogue. To begin, I honor to introduce our first speaker, Professor Ashish Nath, Department of Economics, Tripura University. He will speak on economic potential and growth outlook of Tripura. Please welcome Professor Ashish Nath.
A very good morning to all of the dignitaries present here in this Ajax gathering of the second Korea-India partnership focused on Northeast India, especially His Excellency Seong-ho Lee, Ambassador, Embassy of Korea to India. I have been allotted 10 minutes to speak, so I will try to cover all the topics, and it's very tough also. You can understand economic potential and growth outlook of Tripura. So let's start. The paper, actually the presentation is organized as, first, where the Tripura stands, and obviously it's the economic, from the economic sense, from economic outlook. Next, the resource advantage of Tripura, where the Tripura is, what are its resources are there, from where it can leap forward. Second, the trend and composition of trade of Tripura. What the trend is going on and what is the composition. Finally, the way Tripura is growing, the trade of Tripura, what is the implication for the future, and some solutions way forward. You know this is Tripura. Those who are from Tripura, they know, but those who are from outside Tripura, they should know that Tripura had got 8 districts, administrative districts. And the interesting thing there, you see all the 8 districts share border with Bangladesh. All the 8 districts share border with Bangladesh. So that's, you can say, advantage or disadvantage, I don't know, but the thing is that the reality is like this. So Tripura shares 856 kilometer border with Bangladesh, around 109 with Mizoram and 53 with Assam. And you will be surprised, or you know people, that we are very happy to mingle with Bangladesh in every aspect, whether it is cultural event, whether it is football, cricket, everything, even to day-to-day life also. The majority of people, those especially those live in and around the international border area, there are rivers where we cannot separate who is coming from, who is taking birth in this river, whether he or she is from Bangladesh or he is from India. There are many places in Sabrum and other places. So you can really understand the scenario. So this is the now Tripura, now I'm going the Tripura present position from the economic aspect. If you see this, you can easily see that Tripura depends more on primary sector agriculture. The depend is on, and the secondary contribution is 12, and the manufacturing is around 4 to 3% over the years. And we depend again more on the tertiary sector. And as per the budget report, from where the Tripura earns income, if you see the scenario for the last, say, 10 years, we'll see the state mainly depends on central grants for day-to-day functioning of the economy. Around 85% to 87%, we get grants and aids from central government. Our own income, own tax revenue or non-tax revenue is around 10 to 12% over the years. So we highly depend on central sources for the functioning of the economy. So these are our GSDP for 22-23. Why 22-23? Because 22-23 is the economic review of Tripura, and after that we doesn't have trade data also with Bangladesh. We doesn't have trade data. So that's why for a competitive study, I have seen the manufacturing base very low. Budget receipts 26,000. Total trade is 758 crores. Out of, if you see, export is only 16% of the same. So we export very less, rather we import 636 crores from Bangladesh. This is our foreign trade. So what is the total trade GSDP ratio? It's only 1%. And the budget piece, that is not an issue, is 36% of the GSDP. So this is the overall scenario of Tripura. So now what is the advantage of Tripura? There's the potential. If we see, we had got 8 districts and all the districts share border with Bangladesh. And the very interesting is that we had got a very cordial relationship with Bangladesh, from government to government as well from people to people. As my earlier speaker, Indraneel told that Tripura is the 2nd largest producer of natural rubber in India. So, though the percentage is very, Kerala, I think Kerala has got 90 to 92% holds the production in India, and we are 2nd, but we only have 9%. But with 9%, we are 2nd, and Kerala first with 91%. So you can easily understand the thing. Still, we had got advantage in Tripura. We can have rubber factories. We can, if we go by in a bigger scale, and if you go to the border areas as well as in villages of Tripura, you will find people, rural people, they have their rubber productions. They have their own rubber productions. And there are middlemen are there through which they sell it. And earlier, 2-3 years back, now still they came, this Dharampal Satyabal group, Unitex Rubber, they had got one of the world's best technology, production technology, which set up in Tripura, in Bujjang Nagar. And they exported rubber latex products, fine thin products, Europe, Italy. But due to some problems, their internal problems, I believe, they had closed the unit, but they recently I learned that they again started the same. The second is bamboo. You can know Tripura has got a very advantage in bamboo production. Fine bamboos, good quality varieties bamboos are there, and the best example is Mutha Industries, and Neeraj Saab is sitting here, so he can explain it. It is exported, I don't know other than India, but it is exported to every state of India as end products, where you can see the products of bamboo, though the costs are, there is very high cost, I think, because of transactions costs are very high, so the end cost is good. The market is doesn't more, but Tripura bamboo covers have a huge market in India. Tripura had got a very good climate where you will find a lot of seasonal products as well as fresh products. And my earlier speaker, director, he had also shown how our ministers are showing that these products are going to other states as well as Middle East and countries. They are exported to Middle East, especially. So Tripura had got lots of these products are there. Pineapple, orange, jackfruit, banana. These products are found in Tripura, which we at this current stage, we are exporting to Bangladesh also, and I will come later in the giving the detail. And it's also exported to other countries also. Tea, we know Tripura tea enjoys a very high quality throughout India. Natural gas, we have got natural gas advantage, and ONGC is exploring the same. Tripura has got the history, cultural heritage, and we have seen in many states in India who has developed only in terms of tourist places, tourist sites. They had got good tourist sites. So Tripura, they had got Hindu, Buddhist sites are also there. In Tripura is there. Recently in Sabroom, there is a tourist Buddhist university came up. And to develop Northeast India, Government of India has came up with many schemes, support schemes. One is Unnati. This only 24 March to strengthen the industrial system of Northeast. Along with that, there is the Tripura Industrial Investment Promotion Incentive. They are giving, actually the Department of Industries and Commerce of Government of Tripura had got some thrust areas, like rubber, bamboo, services sectors are there, hospitality sectors are there. If there is investment is there, so they are giving, in addition to the Unnati, there is a Tripura industry. They are giving many subsidies on these schemes. Then there is one interesting, there are 2 internet gateways are there. One is Chennai and one is Mumbai. And already Agartala had with a 10 Gbps international bandwidth link between India and Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. These projects came up as a collaboration between our BSNL and BSCCL. So this can solve if the internet connectivity issues of the states. And not only this, even we can lease the same thing to the neighboring South and South Asian countries as well. since, as I told you, that Bangladesh and we have a good relation, so very near to Polo Towers, we have got a Bangladesh visa office also, full time. The Chittagong International Port, which is around 70-75 kilometers from India's this subroom, very interestingly, the Maitri Setu also came up over the Feni River to connect the Ramgarh with Indian part. And you know, the Chittagong port is one of the busiest ports in the world. In fact, I will not say in India, Southeast Asia, in the world. In Bangladesh, it, I think, undertakes 90 to 90% of the total trade between the Bangladesh and it can be a boon for Tripura. Because through Chittagong Gateway, it can be a gateway for trade for Tripura to other countries of the world. And interestingly, the government of India, understanding the same situation, government of India has already set up a special economic zone in Sabroom. Though industries are yet to come up, but as you know, special economic zones means many subsidies, many things will come up. The industries will get many subsidies. Already, government has agreed. We know that recently ONGC has bought, not before August 2024, ONGC had bought very heavy materials through Bangladesh only. After this session, you will go to university, I know. You will see the railway track between Tripura, Agartala and Akhaura. Very recently, it came up to connect Bangladesh with India, means Agartala, because we have seen that there are a lot of connectivity projects develop the Northeast India. So, though it's already over, and I think some products also came, business-oriented products or something came up, but it is not open to the passengers. So now the situation is not up to the mark. So let's wait for this. Ashuganj has declared as a port of call, fulfilling a long-pending demand of Tripura. And again, you know, BBN, which came up in 2017, I think, but 15, there are a lot of problems are there with it, because Bhutan, I think, came up out of it. So, we can understand one thing is that since Tripura is already covered with Bangladesh from its 3/4 of the 3/4 of area, so if Tripura, the cooperation with Bangladesh can be a driving force for the development of Tripura. And this is the, in general, the trade scenario between India and Bangladesh as well as Tripura and Bangladesh. So if you see the trade balance between India and Bangladesh is always positive, but with Tripura, we are always running in negative. So what I already said, this is the growth rate of trade between India as well as trade between Tripura and Bangladesh. So let us come to the main thing, the trade between. The trade between Tripura and Bangladesh takes from 3 channels. One is formal, one is informal, one is border huts. This is the formal channel of trade between Tripura and Bangladesh. There are 8 ICP or land customs stations, and 7 are operation, but 1 is only for passengers. And mainly the trade is between Bangladesh and Tripura is through Akhaura ICP, followed by Simantupur ICP, and our Debasis is here. Mr. Debasis is there. He is looking after all these things. But more than 60% trade is through Agartala ICP. But the interesting thing is that the infrastructure of ICP is very, ICP is very big, but the roads connecting the Bangladesh and India is very narrow. So, and these are the products, import of products, which is coming from Bangladesh to India, variety of fish, cement, broken food items. These are the products which are coming from Bangladesh. And these are the products, if you see, we are exporting to Bangladesh. Mainly citrus fruit, we had got from India, but electronics, now no, food items. So it's a very, very low. Volume-wise, is very low. Informal trade, this is the most important component of trade between Bangladesh and Tripura. As I told you, this is not always for business purposes. This for livelihood as well. Because in the border areas, the opportunity for employment and underemployment is very high, unemployment and underemployment. Thus, opportunities are also very low. So, for livelihood also, they cooperate with the people of the other part to sustain. So, if you see, these are the three types of products which are crossing. And the first part means cows, foreign liquor, drugs. This constitutes more than 60 to 70% of the trade, informal trade. Why informal trade? Because formal trade is very costly. You have to give transaction cost is high because you have to give custom duty. Sometimes actually I had done a primary survey on it. So they said that the behavior of the officials are not up to the mark. And so the very interesting thing is that there are many places, not only all Tripura, the roads and rivers, they are same on the border areas for India and Bangladesh, means Tripura and Bangladesh. So people get more advantage to trade or to channel the products through their routes only, rather than coming to Agartala or other places of ICP. See, the many towns and markets in Bangladesh are close to Indian villages, railway stations, parks, everything they are common. So why they will come to the city? And again, time consuming, everything is there. So there are many hurdles are there. So people in the villages, they prefer informal trade instead of formal trade. Finally, is border hut. This is the unique thing which is the brainchild of Sheikh Hasina, the former Prime Minister of India. Actually, what is the border hut means is a very informal thing which came up at the 0 point between the two countries. It is mainly because to uplift the livelihood of the poor people in border areas. You can exchange the products in your own currency. Bangladesh Taka, Indian rupee. No passport is required. You need only an I card, and this is mainly to uplift the people, to increase the livelihood, opportunities for a better livelihood. So, and this, if we see, in Tripura, there are two border huts there, Kamala Sagar and Srinagar, and these are, it operated weekly, once in weekly. And you will be believed to know, surprised, these are very success stories. It has been very much successful in increasing the standard of living of the rural people. But after August 2024, all this became halt. And two also came up in Meghalaya. And the attractive or the interesting thing is that the success of this border has compelled all the governments of the Northeast India to apply of getting more border huts in their states. Now they doesn't want ICP or LCS. All the governments, whether government, Mizoram, Meghalaya, even Tripura also, I think 6 new border huts came up. They are not functioning now, but government has already sanctioned 6 border huts. So what are the things? These are the things, local products, local things, Gamsal, local products will be, they will sell and they will purchase in the border huts. This is the sale and purchase in the border huts, sale by Indian vendors, sale by Bangladesh. So if you see, over the time, the sale and proceeds have increased over the years. Basically, poor people come and they sell. Same for Kamala Sagar border, and this is for Srinagar border hut. The extreme point of Tripura, Sabrum, there is a border hut, Srinagar, and here Kamala Sagar is around 1 hour distance. So all those things, these are successful border huts were there. So you see that the success of the existing border huts have encouraged the government of India and Bangladesh to establish 6 more border huts along the India and Bangladesh border. Now recently we are seeing that queen variety pineapples are exported to Middle East, Europe and East Asian countries. Government of Tripura is giving more stress to organic farming, as well as government is planning to export mangoes, E variety pineapples, Q, jackfruits and lemons. Why I am quoting this one? So what the growth story of Tripura says? Tripura says this, first, Tripura is highly dependent on central sources for the functioning of the economy. Role of trade in the economy is very low. It is around 1 or 1.5%. Trade basket, what the trade is going to Bangladesh or to other countries doesn't meet the state's advantage in resources. They doesn't match up. Only if you see the total things, whether it is queen variety or Q variety, whatever things are going, all are perishable and low value addition products. How much they contribute to the income of the states? Very, very low. because we are only selling fresh fruits to the other countries. So automatically, farmers are not getting the right price. So over the time, they fail to continue the productions. So the state should think of reorient the growth strategies. Here there comes of the role of the countries like South Korea, Japan. Because the way forward is that it's fine. Tourism is that we have seen in India and other countries also that tourism is one of the sectors which has given, through which a country or a state can develop. If you see in our India also, Goa is such a state which per capita income is, something which is above than the national average, very much away from the national average, because the state wholly depends on the tourism sector. You see, so what we see in Tripura, we need basically some industries. We have now industries which are 100% based on the natural resources or perishable products. So here comes the role of value chain or inter-industry production. If we can add something to it, can add value, or we can collaborate with countries like Japan, South Korea, so that it can increase the value addition as well as can have a greater market for these products of the Tripura. Otherwise, it's the growth of Tripura, I don't know, it is very low, very gloomy. And states should increase in investment in R&D and real capital, because in the Southeast Asia, if you say where the inequality is very low, inequality is very high, and we had got, in education-wise also, there is a very, not quality education is there. So Tripura can be a hub for medical as well as education also. This just Indraneel also tell up that Big B, this came up with the Japan to develop connectivity to Bangladesh and neighborhood. It is the Matarbari DSP, Deep Sea Port. But the important thing that Tripura doesn't have any manufacturing base basically. It's now basically, it's working as a intermediary states, where products from other states are coming, and in many ways it's going to Bangladesh also. So a very low level of employment and capital investment. So it should think of some industries based on its resources. Now what the recent thing for Tripura is really a very bad situation for Tripura, because as we has a good cooperation with Bangladesh, but after August 2024, our situation has worsened in general for India, but in particular for Tripura. The trade has been reduced to a large extent. Even there was some months, I think, when there was no trade also. Isn't it, Debasis? So what to do? But we depend, cooperation with Bangladesh can be a driving force, not only driving force, is a driving force for the growth of Tripura. We cannot escape Bangladesh. It will be tough for us. But something recently came up which shows that there are positive signs, the situation may come up in a positive way. If you see, the Bangladesh government recently sent mangoes to the CM. Even government of India has helped there in the disaster program. And very recently, on August 1, their High Commissioner of Bangladesh to India, Riaz Hamidullah, has visited on a 3-day visit. He has checked, he has seen the bilateral issues, and he had visited this Nishantapur railway track also, and he was supposed to visit the Maitri Setu, but he didn't, I don't know. So in this scenario, we can think of some positive aspects from the cooperation between Tripura and Bangladesh. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Mr. Debasis Nandi, Regional Administrator, Tripura Land Port Authority of India, Agartala. He is going to present on inland port development in Tripura. Please welcome Mr. Debasis Nandi.
Good morning, everyone. Respected His Excellency Seong-ho Lee, Ambassador, Republic of Korea in India, Dr. Cho, Director, KIEP, Delhi, and other distinguished guests present here. At first, I would like to thank KIEP Delhi for inviting me to speak at the second Korea-India Forum for Northeast Region Development. Here, I have been asked to give you a small presentation on the border infrastructure, what we have in Tripura. As my previous speakers, they said about the location of Tripura and where is Tripura and where is our economy and what is the advantage of Tripura. So just I want to say our daily life, since we are encircled by Bangladesh, so we cannot think without Bangladesh because of its geographical position. Since morning till night, everybody is involved with Bangladesh. And our 8 districts, what Professor Nath told, it says all these borders have Bangladesh border. We have Bangladesh borders in all 8 districts. So here I want to show you. See, this is Tripura. The small part is Tripura, and we have 856-kilometer border with Bangladesh. That means we are hanged inside the Bangladesh. And you can see this Bangladesh is also within India. It's a very peculiar situation. This country is inside India, and an Indian state of Northeast region, it is also inside Bangladesh. So both the country is interdependent. Both Tripura and Bangladesh are interdependent. They need access to India, and Tripura is also needs access to Bangladesh. For that purpose, we have established some connectivity through Bangladesh. With the cooperation of Bangladesh government, we have established 8 designated land custom stations, out of which 3 land ports have been developed in Tripura. You can see this is Dharmnagar, Kailashahar, Kamalpur, Khwai, then Agartala, then Sunamura, Belonia, and Sabrum. Other than this, recently we have developed one railway connectivity with Bangladesh from Agartala to Akhauda rail station. It has been connected, and this is one new station has come up. It is called Nischintpur in Agartala. With the help of Bangladesh and Bangladesh, we have some agreement with Bangladesh for waterways connectivity also. And we have one land port, it is called Simantpur. It is in Sonamura. We have waterways facility where we have developed a small jetty to facilitate the trade through waterways. Although one trial run has been done, but we could not establish the movement of frequent movement of goods through this port. But we have another connectivity which connects the Bangladesh waterways through Kolkata. It is called Ashuganj port. It is 50 kilometers from Agartala to Ashuganj port inside Bangladesh. Agartala land port to Ashuganj riverine port. It is on Meghna river. So it's a 50-kilometer distance, and we are using this port to bring the bulk quantity of goods from India to India using Bangladesh territory. Now, the infrastructure, who will make the infrastructure on the border? So that is why Government of India has set up an organization called Land Ports Authority of India, which comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. And this Land Ports Authority of India, or LPAI, it has been mandated to develop all infrastructures at land border to facilitate the cross-border movement. And this, for that purpose, we have established 3 land ports in Tripura, connecting, this is Bangladesh, Bangladesh, and our land port at Agartala, then Srimanpur, and then Sabroom. We have 3 land ports. And as on date, Agartala and Srimanpur is operational, and it is cross-border movement are going on. And Sabroom is yet to be opened. And this is land port Agartala. It is located within the city only, and this is the only one land port you will find in India which is within the city. And we are very fortunate that Dr. Cho, he visited land port in most probably in the 19th June, on 19th June, last 19th June, he visited this place. And tomorrow, I think His Excellency will also visit this land port Agartala. And it is the second land port in India after Wagah border. You might have heard this Wagah with Pakistan, Wagah, Atari Wagah border in Pakistan, in border. So after that, this land port was established, and it was established on, again, 17th November 2013. And this is the first land port with Bangladesh. And it is in the northeast region, it was the first land port. So, where is it? It's going on back. For cross-border movement, you will see that is 2 types of movements are there, in terms of passenger movement and in terms of trade. So passengers, generally, they cross the border on foot passengers are there, and by bus passengers also there. And this is Agartala, and this is due to its short distance inside the Bangladesh. So Agartala, Kolkata, bus service is also there. It is via Dhaka. It's around 10 hours journey. It's a less than 500 kilometer distance is there. And export, import, this is normal trade is there. And third is that very interesting thing, what I told, that is using Ashuganj waterways. That is, we are bringing material from Kolkata to Agartala, and for to cater the service in the northeast region through waterways connectivity through Ashuganj, using Ashuganj land port. We have all facilities like that. It's a multi-organizational setup is there, and all line departments like customs, immigration, border security force, plant quarantine, animal quarantine, forest, land border, health unit to check up the health facility of the passengers. And it's, of course, Tripura tourism is also there, and this is forex facilities. This type of infrastructures are also available at Agartala. You can see some of the infra which is modern infrastructure. These are all available here to cater the services of passenger movement, to check the security process, and for proper storing, payment, parking, everything is available. You can see the trade figure. Now, during last year, it has come down due to some ongoing issues on the other side. Otherwise, the trade figure, it increases a lot. And during COVID also, this port, it catered the facility and it was not closed during that period also. Both the passenger and the trade, it has increased. And major import commodities like fresh fish, fruit, food items and all, dry fish and all. Every day, fresh fishes are coming here, and most of the people, almost 99% people of Tripura are fish eater. So if one day no consignment is coming, so I am asked by the market people why fish is not coming. So it is the situation. And now this is Shamadpur. You can see a river, it's called Gomti, and one floating jetty is here. So it was established in 2020, and it was inaugurated. Earlier, this port was developed by the state government, and it was handed over to Land Ports Authority of India. Like Agartala, these departments are also available. You can see the infra. World class facilities are available here. That was a trial run for movement through waterways in 2020, 5th September 2020, in presence of the then Chief Minister of Tripura and our ex-chairman. These are some of the facilities available here. You can see the trade figure also. Now the third land port is, which has come up during last year, it is Sabroom. Sabroom is our latest land port in Tripura. And why we have established Sabroom, that is to connect the sea connectivity. All of we know that we do not have, in the Northeast region, we do not have any sea connectivity, and we are depending on Bangladesh to connect the Bay of Bengal. And our close proximity to Bangladesh and this Sabroom, distance between Sabroom and Chittagong seaport is only 72 kilometers. And for that purpose, Bangladesh government on request from India government, they have accepted our proposal and allowed us to use their Chittagong seaport to bring material from India to India using this Chittagong seaport. Not only Chittagong, they have given us permission to use the Mongla port also. But this Chittagong seaport is very near to our subroom, and for that purpose, subroom has a riverine border. That river is called Feni, and over Feni River, Government of India, with the consent of Bangladesh, has constructed a bridge called Maitri Bridge, and that bridge connects both the countries' territory. This is Sabroom, and opposite side called is Ramgarh. And this Bangladesh government is also, since we have developed our infra at Indian side, and this Bangladesh government has also constructed their infra on the other side, just near the Maitri Bridge. It is called Ramgarh area. And from Ramgarh to the road development, road connectivity, which is known as Badiyar Hat, is only 36 kilometers from Ramgarh. That is being developed by Bangladesh government with the support of Indian government. So there is a connectivity. Once we connect the seaport, that means we are connected to whole world. And this will be the gateway of entire Southeast Asia once we use the Bangladesh land port and this, Bangladesh seaport. And not only this seaport, Chittagong seaport, there is another deep sea port which is under construction and going to be completed very soon. So maybe in the next year it will come up. That location is called Matabari. So then Matabari port is also will be a game changer for entire eastern region of India. Not only it will cater the service of, again, not only for the Bangladesh, for entire region will be benefited once we develop this area. Some of the infrastructure you can see at, again, the Sabroom land port. This is totally a world-class facility are there. All the infrastructure that modern infrastructure, it is available at Sabroom. See, this is Sabroom and this is Matabadi, and in between that you can see this is Chattogram seaport. So it's a very near to Sabroom, and Sabroom is the last part of this entire region. It's after that you will find this foreign territory, and this is sea connectivity through Bangladesh is very less distance. And once we reach there, you will be, we will use this seaports for bringing material from any parts of the world. I think this connectivity is the highest benefit for entire Northeast region.
It is my great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Bhattacharya, Junior Major, Inland Waterways and Multimodal Logistics. He will share the regional connectivity through inland waterways. Please welcome Mr. Bhattacharya.
Many of whom I've also worked with earlier, and generally ladies and gents. My name is Dwaipayan, and I come from TM International Logistics Limited, which is Tata Steel's logistics service provider. So as a standard logistics provider, I'll try and make sure that my speech is short so that turnaround time is low. So in order to introduce why, what we bring here, so TM International Logistics, as a company, we started as a subsidiary of Tata Steel, NYK Shipping, and IK Trade. We have our headquarters in Kolkata, but we are working in different parts of the country, including Orissa, Jamshedpur, and over the past 1.5 years in Agartala. So what is the importance of inland waterways? Essentially, the IWI, Inland Waterways Authority of India, wanted to increase connectivity through the inland waterways that is so abundantly available in the country of Bangladesh and also in the Northeast. Um, in like light of the need for a more sustainable movement compared to road and rail, which were the only connectivity methods to the Northeast through the Chicken Road, through the Chicken Neck, the inland waterways caused the opening of not just an alternative method, but also a more sustainable method that I'll come to later. So just to, oh, my bad. Yeah, just to give you an idea of what kind of movements we were working on earlier. So in Agartala, we have our own port in Haldia Port, berth number 13, which is TMILL's own port. And we use that to ship TMT bars through the use of first an Indian barge and over the different shipments, Bangladeshi barges too, in order to move these TMT bars from the Haldia port through the Indo-Bangladesh protocol route, which is basically the riverways connecting all points of Bangladesh to the Ashuganj port, which Mr. Nandi obviously mentioned earlier. And if you, yeah. So this is the Ashuganj port, and as you can see that like the TMT bars were shipped, transshipped from the barges to trucks, and then they were moved to the ICP Agartala. And as you can see, Mr. Nandi and his team at the land port have been instrumental in making this a success from the first trial movement to the 6 beyond that. Now, yeah. So over the past 2 years, we have moved approximately 6.5 thousand tons of TMT bars, and during this time, we have also met with different industry leaders of Tripura and in other Northeast regions in order to create a backload of cargo, which would essentially help us move the cargo back to the mainland, and that would make it a more cost-efficient method for everyone involved. Now, this is the Haldia port, and also connectivity through Kolkata port makes this a very viable option in the future. Obviously, looking at the Bangladesh geopolitical condition currently, and over the past year, we had to keep this movement halted. However, currently, we are working on a similar inland waterway movement towards Assam using the Pandu port. And while that is cost effectively slightly lesser efficient, especially since the overall movement takes a lot of time, at the end of the day, we do hope, and we are currently pushing on trying to resume our movements back to the Agartala side, back to the land port, and connecting the rest of the Northeast through this location. I would have talked more about Subroom, but I think everyone's already discussed Subroom quite in detail. So I'll just take you through the first trial movement just to give you an idea. So see, any cargo is first reaching either the Haldia port or the Kolkata port. And in this case, we had TMT, so that involved some material management at first. Once the barges are loaded at whichever port, they move through Angtihara or Sheikh Beria, which is the entry point into Bangladesh, and they move through the Mongla port, Narayanganj, and move towards Ashuganj port. At Ashuganj port, we move this TMT bars from the barge to trucks, to Bangladeshi trucks, and then move these trucks to the land port of Akhara. From Akhara to Agartala, again with the help of Mr. Nandi and his team and the customs officers there, we were able to move this cargo back into the Agartala land port and then distribute it from there, not just to like neighboring areas of Agartala, but also back into Silchar and Guwahati and other locations as required by our customers. So here, one of the main things one of the main reasons to move towards this alternative inland waterways transport when road and rail already exists as one, with the climate and with the weather conditions sometimes not being optimal and sometimes the roadways being blocked, it is important to have an alternative movement trail from the mainland to the northeast, apart from the chicken neck. And secondly, we are moving towards a world where environmental factors come into play a lot more than it used to. And whenever we think of any industry growth, any logistics movement, any supply chain, we have to think of the environmental aspects and how we affect the world around us, especially in the northeast, like where the nature and where the world around us is so important, not just development. So in that case, inland waterways produces a method, like in general, waterways are always slightly more sustainable compared to road, especially road, and partially compared to rail. Just to give an idea, this particular movement was from the second movement that we undertook for Tata Steel. We had about 1/5 the emission factor. So like about 1/5 the emissions when we use the riverways in comparison to the roadways, which would just involve using the entirety of the route down to Agartala rather than just crossing Bangladesh. Again, this all comes into play when the general factors in Bangladesh are also viable, but we are hoping to resume movements in Agartala because we are already we are already undertaking some movements generally to the northeast through Assam. Yeah, so as you can see, that most of the shipments we undertook were around 800 to 1,000 tons of quantity per shipment, which is often a challenge we face. So I want to come in and discuss a few of the challenges that we can hopefully figure solutions to in the recent future. One of them being the consolidation of cargo. So when we approach the different markets in different industries in Tripura and outside of Tripura, we realize that while there are a lot of industries, the kind of cargo movement or the kind of quantities you require basis raw materials, basis final products, or whichever aspect of it, the quantities can never grow too large to fill up, say, an entire barge of 5,000 or 6,000 metric ton quantity. But consolidation of the same cargo, for example, consolidation of the same cargo through bamboo products, rubber products from raw materials and the final products, consolidating this cargo and making it a regularized movement is the final solution or is the final way to go. However, for that, we hope to resume our movements soon in this area. And while discussing a few of the alternative routes, Sabroom obviously is our most hopeful route, especially due to its connectivity to the Chittagong port, its ability to work with containerized cargo, and also the Matarbari port that is coming up. And since we've discussed that, I'll bring up two other alternative routes that we hope to explore once Agartala is more of a set movement path. One is the Karimganj and Badarpur in Silchar, which is also similarly a waterway related movement that will allow for the barge directly to enter the Indian riverways and then be offloaded, which allows the Indian customs to have a lot more control over the entire process. And another connectivity was through Sitwe in Myanmar, and that developing that and connecting to Mizoram from there will hopefully help us engage further connectivity to the Northeast. Um, Overall, in terms of the different aspects of logistics that we can improve, I think we've had detailed discussions with the land port team and the different industries on trucking movement laws, and hopefully we can only grow on these once the movements get resumed soon. So hoping to, and during these movements, I was personally physically here for most of these movements, and just seeing the amount of work or the effort that people take once the work resumes, I don't see how it can't become the primary method of cargo movement going into the future, especially with the kind of infrastructure that the land port has. And with more cargo movement, with further cargo movement, the infrastructure development will be non-negotiable. So in conclusion, we hope to resume our own personal movements through Agartala soon, and also work with different logistics, different industry partners in Agartala, in Tripura, and generally in the Northeast to hopefully increase the movement from the Northeast region to the mainland so that we can grow the riverways and make it a more sustainable thing. Thank you so much. And I'd like to give my sincere gratitude to Dr. Cho and his team for giving me this opportunity and for giving us this opportunity to discuss these movements. And thank you so much.
Next, we will hear from Mr. Mrinal Kanti Chakma, Director of Institute of Business Management and Research, Kolkata. He will present on facilitating Korean and Northeastern Indian economic relations. Please welcome Mr. Mrinal Kanti Chakma.
Respected Ambassador Lee, Dr. Cho, Korean delegates, delegates from Government of Tripura, as well as our Northeast Economic Councils. Good morning to everybody. Today, I'll try to complete my presentation within stipulated limit. Actually, the problem with the professor is that whenever they stand up to speak, they speak for hours. So today, I wish to be less professors, rather practical as much as possible. Thank you. Let's see, actually, how is the public perception about Korea in this country? When we talk about Korea, what we understand is all these factors like K-pop, K-dramas, K-beauty, and culinary influence. The Korea has a very big soft power influence in this country. And that soft power is extremely important to, I think, build up some kind of trust to the consumer base. And that is a very big potential, that's what I guess. And for our northeastern region, the region, as we know, is demographically very, very young. And at the same time, it's a culturally aligned with Southeast Asia in terms of our physical features and look. And at the same time, it's very important that we have a large number of dynamic workforce, comparatively highly literate compared to other regions of India. So that's what we get, a kind of complementarity and synergy in building our future relationship. So this is basically whatever I have told a while ago. Now, if we look at the power of Korean cultural power, BTS is very famous all over in our country. And as you know, the early annual contribution of BTS is 4.65 billion US dollar, which is much higher than the whole our Northeast Indian budgets. Only one musical band can contribute so much. So that shows the power of Korean culture. And of course, Korean beauty products is very much in demand all over India, in particular northeast regions of our country. That's the summary of whatever I said a while ago about our high youth population compared to our national average, and also the other points that I've already covered. And one thing I must mention in this context, our northeastern region population having a higher civil discipline ideal for service industry compared to other region. Is it here? Yep. Now, here I talk about the possibility of setting up some kind of beauty product industry in northeastern region. Our flora and fauna, our botanical resources, our herbs, having a good quality to set up quality-based industry, and that reduce the cost to a great extent. What I have calculated in my some other papers, 42% cost reduction is easily possible in terms of reducing our tariffs and all that, and it has a potential even to deliver to mainland India of 140 crores of people, including the adjacent Bangladesh with 16 more crore of people, or 18 current figure. So that has a very big potential, what I understand. And of course, Korean are very much famous for their quality packaging and logistic quality control things. So that gives an positive trust to the whole thing. Already been covered about this pineapple, our queen variety pineapples. And the problem with this pineapple is, this fruits has a very short duration of, I think, normal life. So we have enough production of pineapple. Exporting is not a very good or vital potential. Rather, value addition is needed for proper manufacturing, jam, jelly, or pineapple-based products. Even, cane, we can preserve in terms of, canned products of pineapple for exporting. So our queen variety pineapple is extremely good in terms of its sweetness, in terms of its flavor, fragrance. So that is one potential we may look into, apart from the rubber that it has been already covered by my previous panelists in this morning. Already been told. Yes. There is another potential that I would like to draw your attention is bridging the human gap. In Korea, we know Korean society is a very highly aging society, and they need a huge quantity of labor force to sustain the economic growth. And in this connection, I would like to draw attention of our young, energetic, workable population from the Northeast India who can really, fill in the gap. So to quote a little bit about the statistical figure, which I haven't, shown over there, let me just cross-check with my findings regarding this. On the points of demographic complementarity, what I have found, Korea needed at least 1 million of caregiver in the next 20 years, next 2 decades, because for the growing aged population, there will be need of lots of caregiver. And Korea as a country does have a shortage of such caregiver. And that can be easily filled up by people from, or young, trained nurse from Northeast India. And because of cultural similarity, as well as, their quality of service they provide, it can be a good opportunity for us to look into. Currently, we know many of our Northeastern girls and young men are working in the nursing homes or in the hospitality industry, healthcare industry in many of the mega cities of this country. But their actually salary is very less, and they are paid quite less amount. And they will be a good candidates to work in Korea and get a good remittance. And that will really boost up their local economy or their family. Oh, sorry. Yes, there is another sector that I'd like to draw attention is, some kind of industry where our Northeast youths can be engaged in. In one of my visits in 2016 in South Korea, what I had found, many of the workers working there are actually from Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam's, and the sectors they're working is mainly in welding sector, in industry as well, automobile industry as well, and they are actually hugely benefited in that kind of jobs. And currently there is a shortage, and the growing shortage can be filled up easily, I believe. Statistical data says that, sorry, let me just have a look at. The problem is actually I remain a little bit disorganized with too many things. Right. There is a possibility of, of engaging or, a large number of, yes, here I go. I can find that E9 visa, yes, ambassador must be, having a, check with that visa matters. South Korea, I think 165,000 E9 visa works in 2024, which was an up of about, say, in 2023, it was 121,000 E9 visa was granted, which was upgraded to 165,000 in 2024. I don't know about the 2025 figure, that's yet to come up. And again, by late 2023, E9 visa holders will exceed more than 200,000 with 80% employed in the manufacturing and mining sector. These are the two sectors where, our youths can be, from Northeast India, can be one of the candidates. India now qualifies E9 source country, bringing strength in shipbuilding, welding, steel, and agro-based manpower sector. That's what, the data provided by your government says. So for implementing such thing, we need to really do something, target-based activities and with institutional arrangement, as well as, some kind of policy decision from both Korean government as well as government of India is essential. This is about the, of course, cultural aspect. And as you can see, what I have also understood that in case of old age care, the receptiveness of the, I think, care receiver is extremely important. If some people from some other regions is engaged into that particular sector, it might be difficult because of the cultural and ethnic factor. I mean the receptors, the old age care receiver, really becomes very much familiar with their similar kind of ethnic groups. So if the northeastern regions having a kind of similarity in terms of ethnic and cultural relationship, they could do really good with given proper training in terms of their cultural integration process, language process. So the care receiver might be, much more benefited if such kind of human bridge building activities is taken care of. That I would like to request our Ambassador Lee. Yes, yes, I'm going to finish it. Sorry, I have been reminded. I failed to keep my, timing. Right. Little bit on policy and institutional framework. So these are the institute that I suggest. I think Korea and our Northeast Economic Council can work on that to set up a kind of policy framework and also providing trainings and other activities. So simplifying E7 to E9 visa systems also will work for retaining more skilled laborers in the future and re-entry routes of the many of the workers in that country. I'm going to finish it right now. Here is a projection of how much we can gain, how much employment can be possible through that kind of system. So a simple roadmap of phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, how this can be done, establishing that kind of MOU through the policy framework, and as well as a special economic zone for operational designing of the workers, as well as scaling up the impact assessment and new sector development for that particular purpose. So in conclusion, I would like to say these few words that, Northeast India and Korea, of course, have a kind of demographic and cultural partnership and opportunities in cosmetics, healthcare, and skilled laborers is possible. Securing a stakeholder and partnership and policy support is extremely essential. So if such pilot projects are initiated, I believe within 6 months, we will make a very good start for working together in terms of Indo-Korean relationship as well as economic build-up. So thank you so much.
Now the session 3 will be begin, and it will discuss Korean success stories and potential in the Northeast region. The session will focus on successful Korean initiative and business model in India, particularly in the Northeast. To begin, I honored to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Jeong Yu, representative office at Korean Exim Bank. He will speak on Korean support for regional development in India. The section provides pre-recorded presentation to some network issue. Kindly listen carefully.
Economic Development Cooperation Fund, particularly for bilateral cooperation with India, especially today in the context of the Bhowmik region. Exim was established in 1976 under the Export-Import Bank of Korea Act and serves as the designated export credit agency for the Republic of Korea. Its mandate is to financially support the nation's international economic engagement by providing financing for exports, overseas investment activities of Korean companies. The bank's operational credibility is reinforced by continuous capital injections from the Korean government, enabling it to maintain robust international credit ratings in par with Korea's sovereign credit standing. KEXIM administers a diverse portfolio of financing modalities for the Korean government and its policymakers. For example, ECA financing offers traditional export credit facilities on commercial terms. With the fund raised from international financial market by KEXIM, ECA financing offers loans, guarantees, equity financing, and transaction advisory services, with the mandate to support Korean content, being either Korean export contract or foreign investment. ADCF is the lending arm of Korea's ODA. KEXIM is entrusted by the Korean government, the Ministry of Economy and Finance, to operate ADCF. ADCF aims to promote economic development in partner countries by providing concessional loans with a policy mandate to promote economic cooperation between Korea and the recipient country. A supply chain resilience fund has been newly established in 2024 with the aim to support securing key intermediary products, especially the aspect of de-risking concentrated supply chain. The fund also aims to support Korea's securing of key resources, such as rare earth critical elements and green hydrogen, among others. ADCF, founded in 1987, is the lending arm of Korea's ODA. The financial terms are highly concessional, as the financial resources comes from the Korean government. It aims to reflect Korea's interest by aligning Korea's development strategy, and therefore ADCF prefers a tight procurement modality, which is to restrict tenders to Korean contractors. ADPF is another form of Korea's ODA loan, but under the account of KEXIM rather than the Korean government. The Korean government supports the difference of interest rates between KEXIM's funding costs and the concessional rate requirements. ADIF has been newly introduced in 2024, which plays the role of a development finance in private sector. And finally, we have traditional export credit. Together with the supply chain resilience fund, KEXIM can provide in-house blended finance by mobilizing these hierarchy of instruments, balancing commercial viability and sovereign projects, aligning development impact based on country-specific needs and Korean interests. By the end of 2023, ADCF had committed $26 billion across 525 projects in 58 countries. Since becoming a member of OECD in 2010, the volume of ADCF commitment has spiked tremendously over the past 10 plus years. North Korea is the fourth largest bilateral loan donor among OECD members. In India context, Korea signed the ADCF agreement with India in 2017, shortly after the policy guidelines on official development assistance for development cooperation with bilateral partners issued by DDA in 2015, which enabled Korea to become one of the potential donor countries for India. Currently, a framework arrangement of $4 billion is to be signed between the two countries in the near future, with which ADCF will be committed to provide $4 billion over the following 4 years, allowing Korea to become third or fourth largest donor for India during this period. Importantly, democratic governance, infrastructure demand, openness to knowledge-based collaboration, create substantial opportunities for EDCM-funded initiatives in India. Moreover, India's strategic emphasis on knowledge partnerships and technology transfer makes it an ideal partner for Korea's development cooperation model, which combines concessional financing with capacity building and innovation. In this sense, both India and Korea have a mutual understanding to provide finance plus elements, fostering Korea's investment, collaboration, sharing of knowledge and technology, with the development experience gained over the years post-Korean War, taking Korea from one of the poorest countries in the world to a global player. However, as we know, the project approval in India involves a multi-tiered clearance process, and developing pipeline projects bottom up from the groundworks at the state level to the screening committee of the remains a challenge. This is a unique process that requires robust upstream groundworks in order to develop projects that both meet the state's development priorities as well as Korea's finance plus element. In a nutshell, in other recipient countries, the central government provides pipeline project for EDCF based on their priorities, to which EDCF shortlists and engages in midstream processes, whereas in India, EDCF must be involved from the very upstream stage. In order to develop pipeline project in such a challenging operational environment, we have learned that sector experts must be deployed on the ground, work together with the state government, the project implement. These sector experts will be able to identify key components that both meet the development needs of the state, as well as the opportunity for Korean players to provide value, which together will meet both mandates of the state and EDCF. This initiative reflects a forward-looking effort to address both the operational challenges and upstream gaps that can hinder project readiness in India. By offering tailored support in the form of feasibility studies, policy advice, capacity building, and institutional strengthening, KEXIM aims to improve project design quality, enhance bankability, and accelerate implementation timelines. Moreover, focusing on sectors where Korea has proven technology and industrial expertise allow for deeper bilateral engagement, knowledge transfer, and alignment with long-term sustainability goals. Northeast India, with a per capita income of 1,11,757 in year 2019-20, and a commendable compound annual growth rate of 8.17% in GSP from year 2015 to year 2022, showcases substantial economic dynamism. However, despite these strides, the region continues to grapple with structural and infrastructural challenges, including recurrent flooding, inadequate healthcare services, limited last mile connectivity, including logistics infrastructure, low internet penetration, and shortcomings in water supply, sanitation, and industrial development. To harness its full potential, strategic investment have focused on sectors such as tourism, hospitality, agro-food processing, and allied industries such as textile, handloom, handicrafts, coupled with education and skill development, infrastructure, and logistics. In this context, Korea's expertise becomes particularly relevant. Korea's advanced logistics system offer models for efficient supply chain design across challenging terrain. Its climate adaptation strategy, including flood management, resilient infrastructure planning, can inform disaster-prone areas. And its track record in smart infrastructure, combining data systems with responsive urban planning, can support the region's transition to sustainable technology-enabled growth. Altogether, these synergies position EDCF as a catalytic partner in reshaping Northeast India's development trajectory through innovation, resilience, and cross-sectoral collaboration. Slides 10 and 11 reflects the key terms and conditions of EDCF loan. Due to time restraints, I would like to share this information rather than articulating on each detail. In a nutshell, I would like to highlight again that EDCF testing framework presents a comprehensive platform for blended finance to support both private and sovereign undertakings. However, EDCF pipeline project development remains a challenge. To overcome these challenges, we are finding ways to provide technical assistance so as to meet both requirements and mandate from the states and EDCF. Lastly, we acknowledge the potential in northeastern states of India, and we look forward to further engage in the mid to long-term horizon to explore opportunities of EDCF collaboration. Let me stop here and thank you for your attention.
We will hear from Mr. Minyoung of Country Director, Korean International Cooperation Agency. He is going to present on Korean support for regional development in terms of cooperation agency. Kindly listen carefully.
Dear participants, good afternoon. 안녕하세요. My name is Minyoung, the Country Director of KOICA India Office. Today, I'd like to share with you the introduction of KOICA's cooperation with India, our strategies, some case studies, and particularly our approach to the development of the country, including Northeast region. This presentation consists of three components. First, we'll have a brief overview of KOICA's mission and orientation, followed by the second section, the strategy and plan of Korea-India cooperation in terms of development cooperation. Finally, let us think about what and how to aim for the development of the Northeast region. So KOICA, or the Korea International Cooperation Agency, was established in 1991 under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea. We are responsible for technical cooperation and official development assistance, or abbreviated as ODA. Currently, KOICA operates 47 overseas offices, along with 4 representative offices worldwide. In India, we have been dispatching representatives since 2022 to develop new technical cooperation projects. This year, in the fourth quarter, we are preparing to launch our new country projects. So KOICA works in various forms of technical cooperation with partner countries, including India. These include long-term bilateral projects, capacity building programs such as fellowships and training, partnerships with civil society, and innovation programs in CSR, ESG, and startups. We also dispatch experts and volunteers to provide humanitarian assistance. In recent years, we have expanded into areas like sustainable innovation and South-South cooperation. When KOICA was established in 1991, the Republic of Korea was also a new donor country as well as a developing country. The first overseas office was opened in Jakarta, Indonesia. And many projects began with Southeast Asian countries. In other words, KOICA's first initiative was a form of South-South cooperation. When KOICA plans cooperation project with the partner countries, we carefully consider the partner country needs and policy directions submitted in the forms of official requests. Global development goals, such as the SDGs, and Korea's own ODA strategy should be reflected in the request, of course. All these factors are combined to ensure that our cooperation is relevant to the national strategy of both Korea and partner countries, effective as result and impact, and sustainable to enhance the effectiveness. The cooperation framework between Korea and India is built upon two pillars: the Country Partner Strategy, or CPS, and the Country Program, or CP. The CPS outlines the mid to long-term goals from 2021 to 2025 and applied to any cases of cooperation done by the government of Korea. Because KOICA is not the only organization engaging in technical cooperation, for your reference. The overarching goal is to enhance the strategic partnership between Korea and India, supporting India's own development initiatives. And you in technical cooperation, for your reference. The overarching goal is to enhance the strategic partnership between Korea and India, supporting India's own development initiatives. And you can see the major sectors of cooperation suggested in country partner strategy. In any cases of new cooperations, the primary consideration of which falls into one of these six sections should be reflected. CP, or also called as Country Program, on the other hand, refers to KOICA's own strategy of cooperation in India. And it's based on the CPS. We have differentiated the detailed programs and the directions of new case cooperation. There are three major sectors of cooperation with India, reflecting the vocational training, climate change issues, and regional development. The first sub-program of CP refers to the vocational training, college jobs, and global competitiveness of products. The second pillar of this country program refers to climate change issues, water and water management, and waste recycling system for the environment. The third pillar of a country program refers to enhancing the economic potential of women, marginalized communities, also improving the social status of vulnerable groups. The first of cooperation in this year is the capacity building training course in terms of the women's social entrepreneurship. From this year till next year, some selected government officials who belong to Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises will take part in the short-term training course each year. And this year, 11 participants will be taking part in the short-term training course beginning from 11th of August for 2 weeks. They will learn about Korea's social economic ecosystem, policy support, and successful business models of social entrepreneurship. The goal of this training course is to empower women, boost small and medium enterprises growth, and foster regional development by the promotion of those two ideas. The second case of cooperation is a country project to strengthen vocational education training in mechatronics. Running from 2021 to 2027 with a budget of $2 million, the project partners with NCERT of India, as well as DMS students, postmakers, and teachers in the school. It includes policy consultation, building vocational training labs, and capacity building for postmakers and educators. This aligns with media's Make in India initiative and creation of decent jobs. This table summarizes the cumulative cases of technical cooperation between the Republic of Korea and India in the past, expressed in US million dollars. It is important to note that CPS was proposed in 2021 when India was designated as a priority cooperation country for Korea's development cooperation plan, and KOICA CP was derived in 2023. Additionally, since new cooperation opportunities have only begun this year, it is crucial to recognize the importance of creating more such opportunities in the future. Let us consider what needs to be considered for the development of the Northeast region from the perspective of development cooperation. In general, local and central governments requesting projects need to accurately identify and define the factors presented in this screen. It is important to give due consideration to the various economic and social characteristics of the northeastern region, including Tripura state. For example, the northeastern region, including Tripura state, is inland and may have to pass through Bangladesh or the corridor between Sikkim state and West Bengal state for the transportation of goods and people to India's major hub cities. In some point of view, someone might think such a geographical limitation may restrict opportunities for economic development. However, this can be a potential to create new opportunities of logistics. The northeastern region borders Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. This strategic geographical location connects the region to its neighbors, presenting the potential for the northeastern region to leverage its geographical advantages as a key hub of the vicinities. One commonly used methodology for analyzing the current situation and proposing alternatives is the SWOT analysis. SWOT is an abbreviation for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. SWOT analysis involves identifying the strengths and weaknesses of a subject or phenomenon, as well as the favorable and unfavorable aspects of the given environment, and then considering how to utilize or combine these four elements to achieve better results. This table summarizes the strengths and weaknesses of the northeastern region, as well as the opportunities and challenges presented by the given environment. The expressions listed here are examples for illustrative purposes. Therefore, we encourage our participants in this forum to contribute additional ideas to fill in this table. Having the contents of the table in the previous page in mind, let us look at some examples of alternatives can be proposed for the development of the northeast region. Strengths can be used to overcome or compensate for weaknesses, and difficulties in the external environment can be turned into new opportunities. Based on my work experience over the past 6 months, the achievement of my predecessor and the national policies currently being promoted by the government of India, we KOICA India office have concluded that the most reasonable approach for the new case of cooperation in the region is to prioritize vocational capacity development and job skills, training for the development of the region, as well as human resources belong to this northeastern region. Human resource development is important for training personnel who can be employed in Indian industries, but at the same time, we should also consider ways to correspond to the overseas demand on the talented Indian people, followed by the overseas employment. We have reached the end of presentation. The KOICA India office welcomes your feedback at any time through the email address and WhatsApp Messenger. Please feel free to contact us with any questions or new ideas of cooperation via the email address or the mobile phone number presented in this slideshow. Once again, thank you very much for your attention, and we are looking forward to having more opportunities communicating with you.
Next, it is my great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Sanghoon Lee, a Managing Director of Chorus. He will share the experience in India business experience from Korean company side. Please welcome Mr. Sanghoon Lee.
Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm honored to stand here in front of you guys today to give you a little briefing about my business. So, basically, it's a Korean restaurant. It's called Chorus. I have founded this company in year 2012, so it's been around 13 years so far. So, as you guys know, currently the K-wave is on the rise. So I guess here today we have some other guest speakers who will be talking about K-beauty and also about K-healthcare. Today I'm going to talk about K-cuisine. So basically when I first came to India in 2012 to start off the business, there were only a handful of Korean restaurants, mostly focused in Delhi NCR region. and some of the other metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, and Pune, and etc. So I wanted to actually give an opportunity to more Indians in other regions as well. So I did start off in Delhi, but my second outlet, we opened in Arunachal Pradesh. So yes, it's quite far off from the Delhi. So I start off in Arunachal Pradesh as my second branch, which is the first branch in Northeast. And luckily, it did well. So I got an opportunity to expand to other states in Northeast region, such as Assam and Mizoram. And we are planning to open soon in Meghalaya. The work is under progress. So as you can see, as per the number of outlets are concerned, the Korea's is the largest Korean restaurant chain in India as of now. These are some of our restaurant photos. So the concept of my restaurant that are present in India is basically we try to provide value for money with a hip design so that basically indirectly some of the young Indian crowds can experience the Korean culture. These are some of our events that are going on in our other outlets, such as we also give the opportunity to take a photo in our national dress, hanbok. We also give out free photos for the customers to keep their memories with their beloved ones. We also have our karaoke rooms where they can sing along with their either Hindi songs or English songs or even their tribal songs. We also deliver through our Zomato, Swiggy, and other delivery partners network. These are some of our testimonials from our beloved customers. So over last 13 years that I have started the business, we did see a tremendous growth over a decade in both terms of sales and also in the growth of our number of outlets wise. These are some of the plans that is going on currently. As I said earlier, we'll be opening a few more outlets throughout the Northeast and also the NCR region. So we have been basically growing through multiple business models. First of all, I would like to explain you about our FOCO-based franchisee model. So usually back home in Korea, most of the franchise business work as a franchise-owned and franchisee-operated model, where basically the investor invests and also operates the business themselves. But the business environment here in India is a little different from back home. Actually, what I found out is most of the investors who has the capability of investing in opening a restaurant don't like to work. So they like to just, invest, but actually they want us, the company, to help them operating the business. So we developed a FOCO model, which is the franchisee owned but company operated. So basically some of our partners in Northeast region, they invest, and as a company, we run the business on behalf of them, and then we share the profits. So this actually worked out very well because most of the people who want to run the restaurant or who have interest in running the business as a Korean restaurant, they actually do not have as much knowledge as they have the interest of. So we come in as a specialist, so hence we assist them in running the business better. We also do a seasonal menu and limited time offers through our marketing, and also we participate in various events to cater the Korean cuisine at the different venues so that our potential clients get a better opportunity to actually experience the Korean cuisine. Oh, sorry. So as I have said earlier, we have seen huge growth over the sales over last decade. These are some of our team members.
That's all for the first part. And actually, there's another quick presentation. So over last decade, as I've been involved in this Korean restaurant industry, one of the main challenge that I have seen was that because there is less Korean food ingredients dealers present in India, the amount of the Korean ingredients, such as like Korean soy sauce or Korean chili paste, which is mostly used in every single dishes of Korean cuisine, actually, I was not able to source them because we are using a little too much. So I decided to start another business of basically importing different kinds of Korean food and also other Korean products. And we are selling it under the retail store called K-Friends. So basically, it's a Korean convenience cafe model. We serve different Korean ready-to-eat products, also with other stationery or other Korean beauty products. These are some of the products we have. So currently we have 4 outlets. 2 are in Delhi NCR. We recently opened 1 outlet in Assam, being the first northeastern outlet. We have plans of opening new outlets in Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya as well this year. Just like the Korean restaurant business, also the Korean grocery market grew rapidly over the last few years, especially due to the K-wave. We are also delivering on other multiple online platforms. So basically, if I just may, one of our most sold goods are ramen, basically, and also other Korean frozen products, seaweed, and some of those Korean snacks, Korean chips, basically. So this is the timeline. We have started this business back in 2016. I actually joined in late last year, basically. It was an existing business, and I joined in as one of the new shareholders. And as after I joined in, I opened the Guwahati outlet and also another outlet in Delhi. And this is our team members. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Mr. Chul Kim, Chief Manager of Skincare Enterprise. He will present on experience and insight from Korean beauty company side as well. Please welcome Mr. Chul Kim.
안녕하세요. Hello everyone. 넘기면 되나요? Before my PPT comes up, I'm introduce myself. I'm Chul Kim of Beauty Talk. So we are selling cosmetics. So I quickly just finish our introduction, and then I want to say just a playful Northeast. Please just listen just my voice. Actually, PPT is also in material. So Beauty Talk introduction. So we are founded actually in 2011, and then headquarters, and then 2014 we started this beauty business. So this is our journey over time from 2014 and 15. Actually, so we tried so many things. We actually entered open market, Amazon, Flipkart, and then professional just a beauty platform like our Purple. And then now we are making actually so our offline store. So this is our teams, quite well organized. And partnership with the Korean institutions, they are helping us and then we also helping them. So for introducing and then kind of exploring and then spreading Korean culture. So this is our first mall located in Gurgaon, SPM, South Point Mall. So we are pretty much just located in where marketable place. Upper side, just there is actually commercial area, and then just lower side is there is a residential area. And this is our second shop located in Jeong. We are usually targeting just youngster people. Maybe SPM or just we are targeting just residential people, but this is actually people who come and go Jeong. So there are many young people. Of course, code is in there too. This is our third offline store. It's just we just 3 months ago, just so we set up. Sorry, so that's misspelling. 2025 is May. So it actually is showing is very dynamic sales now. So this is our online channel, Beauty Talk. We are dealing in so many brands, and then we are planning to license more and more brands for showing to India. This is actually our new business item, fashion. So K-Star Talk, this is actually just the beginning, but actually we are really looking for so good prospect. This is our sales channel. We are doing B2C, B2B in those channels. So we are actually pursuing omni-channel things, giving actually same experience, same satisfying experience to online customer and the offline customers. We have actually really huge warehouse. It's good enough to fulfill all the products to all over the India, located in just near Indira Gandhi Airport. So this is our activities in the social media. We are actually, so we have our own just beauty talk supporters. They are making content and then creating something, and then it's really helpful for spreading Korean culture thing intertwinedly. So actually, it was the 19th. It's the last month, the 19th. It's an all India K-pop contest. We are actually making booths and then also spreading culture. So this is actually really serious part. So pray for Northeast. 7 sisters. So why? Actually, we've been curious why. Just why Northeast people just like Korean culture? Because Hallyu wave or accessibility. I think there's a physical things and the aesthetic resonance is the very key value for understanding about the Korea. Lifestyle, apparel, beauty, and food, everything, just showing on the media, actually. And so when I came to here, India, 2016, my first Indian friends was Nagaland people. So they know actually K-drama more than me. Sometimes I get recommendation from them. So which K-drama is actually best? So these things, I wanted to share actually, you guys haven't seen all of these. And actually, 3 days ago, so when I asked my Manipurian employee, what was actually the most famous K-drama, and then Boys and Flower. So, okay, so Northeast market is really marketable. Actually, this is our Amazon sales data in just B2C in only Amazon. Almost 3,000 cases of the whole, just 30,000 cases. Okay, it seems to be just 10%, but we expected more because of Northeast side actually love K-beauty and they love K-drama, and then 10%. I think that this isn't good enough. And we actually want to figure out there are already Korean cosmetics retailers. Kim, Arunachal Pradesh, Hallyu Town, Beauty Ban, those things. So we thought, okay, why not? Assam, there is no any main retailer, so we made it. It's just 3 months ago. So June sales, total sales item was 5,200. It approximately 36 lakh. Just, we even didn't do marketing. We didn't. We just wanted to see some organic sales. So it's the next plan for our offline store, not sequentially. It's a simultaneously, just so we are now figuring out, and then just so we are doing it. So expectation by Beauty Talk store, Northeast side. So first of all, actually logistic hub for the all of Northeast. And second, the synergistic effect through consumption of Korean culture. So when people are watching K-drama or something, they want to have a Korean food. They want to have a Korean beauty. They want to have a Korean apparels. And in conclusion, it's not only selling cosmetics and skincare, this is actually spreading culture. And intercultural synergy with Northeast sister, just I'm pretty much sure just we can have it. So why we are focusing on this logistic hub? So my case, 5 or 6 years ago, so when I came back to India, actually my skin friend just asked me, could you buy Korean cosmetics for me? And I asked back, you can buy in India, maybe just you can order from the other side. She says, it's very expensive because of they have to buy from the third party. Maybe they have to buy from the wrong seller. This is actual case. 2 years ago, just when Tiru red cushion was really hot item, when actually some my Northeast friends is buying some cosmetics, the Tiru red cushion, it was imitation. So this kind of thing happens a lot. So we want to focus on the logistic hub, and then we want to supply good and then good and best cosmetics in reasonable price. And then, as I said before, when people buy apparel, want to buy cosmetics, and they want to have a Korean food, and then OTT service, actually they want to watch Korean drama. This is actually intertwinedly and then comprehensively happen. So why not Beauty Talk in Northeast? We want to buy, we want to actually sell, actually so we want to satisfy just all actually customers' desire. So I said so many things, but please remember that we are selling cosmetics. We've been selling cosmetics where, and then we entered the Northeast, and then we want to do more in Northeast. Thank you so much. Any question?
Thank you to Mr. Chul Kim for the insightful presentation today. I'm honored to introduce our final speaker, Mr. Abraham Lee, Managing Director of Atom India. He will speak on business experience and international cooperation in terms of Korean product. Please welcome Mr. Abraham Lee.
Namaskar, 안녕하십니까, and Kullam Kha. It's my honor to be here, and I really thank to His Excellency Ambassador of Republic of Korea in India, Sanghoon, and also Dr. Cho, Director of KIEP, and distinguished guests from Korean government side, Indian side, business partners, ladies and gentlemen. Guess my age. How old am I? Guess my age. Oh, thank you so much. He's right. You will get a gift. I am 22 years, last 26 years. Guess my age now. I am 48. So beauty, health start from myself. If I am not good, how can I take care of all Indians? And I believe in that. We make people, we changes the life. And my vision is healthy India and beautiful Indians. This is my personal vision. And we are working for whole India. I will explain it. And it starts from me first, then us. I want to introduce first one of the best product in the world. Why in the world? We must know. Korea is one of the second largest patent filing country in the world. Approximately 2 lakh patent, means 200,000 patents filed in a year. In 2022, there was approximately 2 lakh patent has been filed. Among all the patent from Samsung, LG, Hyundai, Kia, Orion, Lotte, it has been evaluated which patent is the best, and it come out this cosmetics is the best patent, and we got the award, King Sejong Award. I'm proud for that one. We need a big round of applause. Thank you so much. It is not the anti-aging, it is de-aging. Now you know why I am 22. This product changes your beauty. You will be much handsome or beautiful than before. Not only that one, we have one more product. But before that one, I want to introduce, you know Bhabha Atomic Research Institute. Everybody knows BARC? Yes, thank you so much from the audience. We have another institute in Korea doing the similar activities, which is called Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute. The product which I was talking, this product, Hemohim, was developed by the Korean government fund, and it was developed in Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute. The scientists spent 8 years to develop this product. It is immunity boosters. I am proud to say that all other product supplements which we export from Korea to any other country, even we are surplus more than Hongsam, which is ginseng. This is the #1 export products. Not only that one, it has 21 patents. We are US FDA approved product. We are supplying to Germany, all other developed nations, including Canada, Australia, and many others. So these supplements, what it does, it's boost the immunity. And we all need immunity boosters because of the pollutions, radiations from the sun, UV radiations, of course, and many other. So every part, every single time our DNA get damaged. Being a cancer biologist, I can tell you we have immune system in our body, but it is not enough. So we must try this product to boost the immunity, and that is why we are changing lives. This is very close to my heart. I went to Kaziranga. I saw these rhinoceros. They are protecting their body by mud. So we got a marketing idea. If a rhinoceros can protect their body by mud, why not a human being with our sunscreen? So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to protect your skin, use Atomy sunscreen. Okay, about our company, we are having 27 subsidiaries all over the world. We are having the business in 110 countries. I am proud for that one. We are Fortune 500 Korean company, which actually had approximately $2 billion. We are preparing for $10 billion US by 2030, and we have a goal to $100 billion by 2035. We are coming up with the hospitals. This is a first ever company, supplements company, which is coming with the hospitals. One more proud to share. Within just 4 years as a Korean company, we are exporting to all 27 countries. My first shipment will go next month. I will be launching in Singapore the Indian product. So what we have done, make in India for the world. We don't say, we don't speak, we do. So within 4 years, we are exporting, and I guarantee that we will export also from Northeast. So I have been visited personally to collect we wanted to actually do the project for the pineapple. And I personally visited many places to differentiate the pineapple between the Manipuri pineapple as well as Tripura pineapple. There is two different, one distinct. So we are exporting now Silajit, Moringa, and we will be coming many more, which is acceptable in our distributions hub all over the world. You can see only the continent remaining is Africa. We will not go to Antarctica because there is no human living. So we will be going to all over the world with our distribution system. By the way, very beginning, we launched only 2020. During the Corona time, when every shop was closing, we were the one we were launching. And trust me, we had one warehouse. By understanding the Northeast growth, in 2022, we have another warehouse which is in Kolkata. Actually, we are also planning to have warehouse in Assam to deliver fastest to Northeast. Right now, we are open with the approximately 1,100 pin codes we directly deliver. We are extending it to everywhere. By the way, our own company delivers in 28,000 pin codes all over India. Jumri Talaya to Kanyakumari. You go to the Himalaya and you go to the Kerala, we deliver. And also, we are developing a fast-track delivery system. We work with FedEx. And one more warehouse is with CJ Darcel. And our distribution system got a global award with FedEx internally because we set up in a very fast system. By the way, we go to the village of the village. I have visited all 13 tribes in Nagaland. I am also connected with all 19 tribes in Tripura. I have tested all different foods, culture from all different tribals like Khasi, Chakma, and some of them also speaks Korean. You will be surprised to know because they are fan of K-drama. So I went to the village like 5 hours travel to the very deep village and we saw someone is using our product and I am proud for that. We have a distribution hub and systems. What we do, not only the business, we develop the leaderships, we developed a tribal community for their educations. I personally go and train. You know, I've been very lucky to be premier institute of IIT. So education in my blood, but if you cut my stomach, kimchi will come. Because my blood is blue. We are blue. So we do the training in the villages. We make them self-sustained, and I'm proud for that. We did a campaign when we completed the 75 years of independence. We did a campaign for 75 schools underprivileged in 75 different cities. We did oral care by saying that 75 years ago, intruder came to our life in India, and 75 years later, inside our mouth, we will not allow to enter intruder. So I am very happy to share with you, our colleagues are there, we will be sharing a golden toothbrush. It has a pure gold here. In the market, there is no gold toothbrush, trust me. And recently the government asked us, show us whether it has gold. Then I gave the QC data where it shows 99.9% of gold and nanoparticles are there because it's antibacterial. You keep the brush inside the toilet for 6 months, there will be no dot will come. Do you know that in white toothbrush, if you put in the toilet, sometimes the black dot comes, right? You know what is that? It comes from the toilet which you actually put it inside the pan. When you flush, it fly over all the bacteria and put it on your brush. So use this gold toothbrush and the propolis toothpaste here in my hand, which is actually sold also with the sealed one. There is no toothpaste in the market which actually have this sealing, and it has an antibacterial and very sweet. We will have, colleagues please distribute, starting from our ambassador, Excellence, His Excellence. So I have to tell you one more bad things about our product. Once you use this product, I guarantee you cannot use any other product. You will get addicted. I guarantee this one. So if you want to buy, you can Google it. We have the pickup center here in Tripura. When it finish, I guarantee 50% people will search anatomy Tripura and you will buy for it. I guarantee for this because I have been using since last 10 years. We have gone to the schools, as I mentioned, different schools we have gone. We have taught how to brush. You come separately, I will teach you how to brush. Most of them, we just do like this, putting lot of pressures. Or second generation, they do this one, and then this one. There is an advanced one. Actually, the bacteria grows between the gums and teeth. And you need to brush by putting these bristles inside the gum and do the 10 seconds very soft way. If you want to have this brush techniques, you can go to our YouTube channels. I usually teach directly. These are the schools in Northeast. We have impacted hundreds and thousands of kids how to brush. We are the official partner of Miss Universe in India. We have been partnered with approximately 17 states. And you can see Tripura also, we got partnered in Miss Universe Tripura 2024. Not only that one, we were also the partner of Miss Assam in 2025 as well as 2024. So not only the partners, whenever these beauty queens, they meet, they come to me and then say, I have been using your Atomy product in last 4-5 years, but sometimes I have to give ad of other Korean products. So don't worry, I am using Korean product, which is Atomy. And that's the fact. Not only this one, we also go to the Meghalaya, and also we are partner of Miss Universe Meghalaya. That's also Nagaland. In Nagaland, we have been part of 2021. Since 2021, we have been a part of Nagaland. Some ministers, they are using our products. Some beauty queens, influential people, even many rickshawalas are also using our products because they don't have money to go to the dentist. This is also for Arunachal Pradesh 2024. So I have been traveling all over the places, go to the village, meet the people, have the connections with one-to-one, because my vision is healthy India, beautiful Indians. As well as Mizoram. That is not only the beauty. If we earn money, we are one of the most donation company in Korea. We are in the top 10 list where we actually donate our sales volumes 3%. Last year, we become the top most donating company in Korea. Thank you so much. Thank you. Recently, there was a fire broke out in Gwangju, and Atomy becomes the highest donor of the fire survivors and also the rehabilitation. So we have schools in Nagaland. We have orphanage, we take care of the children. We have schools in Manipur, we have school in Bangalore. And these schools run without cost, free, 100% supported by Atomy. As I mentioned, we don't talk, we work. So we are changing the life and starting from the grassroots level. It's not moving. Can you just go to the next slide, please? That's it. Thank you so much. So I took the 10 minutes. Before I finish, I want to tell you, as I mentioned that I have a vision, healthy India and beautiful Indians, I request everyone, please everyone, take care of your health. If you live well, then only we can take care of our country. If we take care of our country, then only we can take care of our world. And it starts from me, it starts from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all our speakers for your valuable contribution today. Finally, third cultural performance. The Korean Cultural Center has kindly arranged 7-minute performance of Yeongnam Samulnori. We hope you enjoy this performance of Korean traditional music. Please come to here and enjoy, please. Thank you for this event.